now I think would be a good time to see some of this in action. So, Sachin, I will hand over to you if you want to do a little walkthrough of one of your radars and show how Crystal is used day to day in your teams.
Absolutely. I'll just share my screen. So we were talking about Crystal, right? So this is our landing page of the Crystal platform, and you see this beautiful woman with a crystal ball, right? So this was the nemesis based upon which we named our platform as Crystal because we wanted to gaze into the future, right? And there is this crystal ball concept which was kind of aligned with overall how we wanted to look at the platform and look at the foresight. So that's a small story in terms of how we have started using or named it as a crystal platform. So this is a single sign-on enabled, Emily, where everybody within our enterprises are available are can log in into the platform. They just need to click on login using ltmit.com and they get into the platform. So no separate user ID or password is required. It's a single sign-on enabled. And once they land onto the platform, so this is the showroom which we see. So as Bharat was mentioning, there are more than 500 plus technology and domain elements which we manage, and these are all available here. And we can, either search for it, pick and choose whichever is required. Then we have an explorer view where under which all the different technology and domain radars which we have created are available, whether it is an AI technology trends radar, whether it's an agentic AI radar, it's a manufacturing AI radars. So all the different radars are available, which we can view here. So for example, if I click on manufacturing AI radar, then it gives me all the elements around that. And then we have the radar views. Then we have the radar view. So if I click on, for example, again, manufacturing AI trends radar report, then it gives me all of these radars, in terms of which elements are available, and we can zoom in and zoom out. If I click on any one of them, for example, algorithm pricing, the team actually puts together a lot of effort in entering a lot of details around that particular element or particular trend, where we talk about what this element is all about in terms of the details. What are the key application areas where this trend is applicable? What are the key takeaways for people who are reading it? Some of the featured success stories and some use cases around it. And what are the business benefits if we want to implement this particular trend in a customer environment? Uh, Another important feature, and on the right hand side, sorry, you would see various different ratings in terms of what is the adoption phase for that particular trend, in which horizon does it lie, what is the market potential, how it has been changing over the last 90 and 180 days. So this is also another important metric which we maintain from a speed of change standpoint, which basically tells us which trends are actually, are making a lot of impact across the IT landscape. Another important feature on the platform, which we absolutely love, is the signals part. Currently, for the 600 odd trends which we manage, there are almost 41 million plus signals across these different trends which we track. Through the signals, you could see the speed of change clearly visible, and I can further filter it down based upon the time duration, whether I want it for a year, or a month, or for, let's say, weeks as well. So whenever I see a big spike in any of these trends, I can actually, start researching more on that. Why there is a spike in? Is it the next S curve we are looking for, or is this the next trend which probably we should incubate? And then, if the results are good, we can look at from a outcome standpoint also. And then it gives me all the details in terms of the patterns, news, publications, and I can further filter it down. So as an end user, when I'm looking at this particular element or a particular trend, I can actually demystify myth versus reality. So which is extremely important, because if I try to search something on Google on a particular trend, then it gives me a lot of information, and there's no way we can actually authenticate whether the information is correct or not. But this is a kind of a researched area from our team, plus we get all of these good signals, which actually helps us a lot. Now, most importantly, we've recently got the PRISM AI in ITONICS, and through which this is something which we are exploring, and we are very excited to use this in our day-to-day lives. So for example, if I talk about give me top 5 electronic utilities, this was the last search which I had. So it quickly goes through the whole database and gives me my exact requirement in terms of what are the key insights, what's from an immediate priority technology standpoint, what are the trends from emerging technologies from a 3-year standpoint, what it is, and so on and so forth. It can also help us to build some custom radars for our end users as well. So when we go to our customers specifically, what we do is we actually go and create a new a workspace for them. And based upon the trends which we have, either we can pick and choose uh, among the trends we have, or we can define new trends for them. So this is a dedicated workspace which we create for them. So for example, for today's demonstration purposes, I created a new workspace called as Sachin underscore test, which basically is talking about some of the trends in the aviation side. And I can pick and choose, and I can then further use them to rate it and do that. Apart from that, some of these elements, right, I can duplicate as a matrix. So when we are speaking to the customers, if they want to understand out of the, so for example, 40 odd trends which are available in the dedicated workspace, I can actually look at, and I can select from an x-axis standpoint whether I want it as a market potential, for example. Then in the y-axis, whether I would want it as need for action, or maybe ROI, or impact as well. So I can actually then, along with my council members from the customer side as well as from our side, we can actually define and decide which elements or which use cases are most relevant, and which are the first ones which we should attack to. So those are some of the very beneficial features through which you can actually trend, and you can actually uh, do a complete end-to-end governance on each and every element, and this is done in a democratized fashion. So these are some of the very useful features which we are using it with our customers. Apart from that, what we do, Emily, is we have our insights page within our website, which basically has all the different radars which we publish. So this becomes a single source of repository for anybody who wants to understand and who wants to see which radars we have recently published. So all of them, whether so automotive is the latest which we have launched this week. Then it's oil and gas, aviation, manufacturing, air, trends radar. So all the radar reports are available here. For each and every radar report, we basically have a microsite which is available. So in the microsite, you have an option of reading an executive summary report. So this is the report which we curate specifically for executive levels. Through this report, they can uh, look at in terms of what is the high level perspectives, what are the high level trends we want to talk about, who are the leaders who have worked on this, and all of those, we get that view. And then there's a full report also. So the full report looks kind of around a 40 to 50 pager kind of a report, where we talk about what each and every trend is. So whatever you saw on the platform basically is available there. So offline, online, if you want to read about it, you can do that as well. So each and every report, and or rather each and every radar has, this kind of a report available. Apart from that, for some of our new radars, so for example, Blueverse is a flagship platform which we have recently launched. We have curated a AI agentic radar specifically for our practitioners from a practitioner's perspective, where we are covering something more from a pattern standpoint, use cases standpoints, tool standpoint, and then each and every user can actually click on any of these and can read about that as well. And then they can zoom in, and it gives you a complete interactive view end to end, through which they can understand more about that particular element as well. So overall, every radar which you publish is very unique. It caters to that respective strategy which we decide, based upon which we build a particular radar. And we have inbuilt this embedded version into our interactive microsites as well, giving them access and giving them to play around and understand these technologies in much more detail. And these are available for everybody's consumption as well. So feel free to use them, learn from them. Any feedbacks and suggestions you have, do let us know, and we can definitely get connected.